Sipping on that delicious ginseng this morning. Amazing tonic herb elixir I just made here with top shelf tonic herbs as always. Hyperion Herbs brand cordyceps, got some mucuna, black ant extract, top shelf ginseng. So freaking delicious. Hyperion Herbs brand Hoshu Wu, best on the market. And I figured I'd make a video updating y'all on some of my plans here for the next couple months, right? So right off the back, if y'all don't know where that's from, catch some fades, okay? It's this guy like 4XX that's going around and getting viral. He's got some funny interviews. But anyway, right off the back, y'all, I'm going to freaking let y'all know what's going on, right? So got a Juijitsu competition coming up in April, okay? I'm going to smash that tournament, no problem. And I am also going to be posting a lot more consistently on the YouTube channel. Going to be targeting most of the content towards, reviewing different dietary protocols and, different diets I've done. I've done every single diet under the sun, reviewing different herbs and things of that nature, right? And especially focusing a lot on adaptogenic herbs and tonic herbs. A really big focus that I want to kind of emphasize is going to be improving performance in careers, improving performance and productivity in life as a whole, as well as sexual performance. I've had like 3 different subscribers begging me to talk about nutrition, herbs, and supplements and their effects on pheromones. For those who don't know what pheromones are essentially hormones that are released, almost like you can think of them as like scent, so you can't see, or scent, so you can't really smell. But they're hormones that are kind of released off of animals and bugs and humans that signal the opposite sex or the opposite gender or whatever, the opposite sex, to mate with you or not, right? And different combinations of pheromones produce different levels of attraction, right, with the opposite sex. And so I've had people, like subscribers, like 3 different subscribers for the last 2 years, like basically just like nagging me over and over again on all these different videos I have to like make videos discussing that. And so I think I'm in a good place in my life now to where I don't need to worry about, cancel culture or, some corporation that I work for trying to get me in trouble because they misinterpreted something I said on my YouTube, okay? Because that was something that happened previously, and it made me just kind of stop doing YouTube for a while because they seemed to be, trying to find something to get mad at me for. You never know who the fuck's subscribed to you. You never know who the fuck's watching my YouTube channel. So, but I have a lot of things I want to talk about, right? For a long time, I didn't talk about dating, right? Like for 3 years, I didn't talk about dating, sexual health, no FAP and crap like that. I just stopped talking about controversial topics as a whole. And I don't want my YouTube channel to turn into a no FAP channel, a testosterone channel, or a dating channel, but those are all topics I have extensive knowledge and wisdom and insights to share. Insights that will absolutely change people's life and solve their problems so that people don't have to keep fucking watching these stupid dating gurus and pickup artist people and crap like that. And there's some that actually give great advice, to be completely honest, but the best ones in the game, the GOATs, those who know what I'm talking about, they are off YouTube. They've been they had to change their completely change their content because of cancel culture and shit like that, and they deleted most of their best content. So, but anyway, I have a lot of great things to say, insights to share with guys that are lost with their relationships, guys that are lost in their life, and there are a lot of these people. They're telling you need to freaking buy a Bugatti or a Ferrari, or you need to run Ironman marathons and walk through fire and flames, or you need to have $1 million, or shit like that. And that's not the reality of like how to be fulfilled as a man. So I'm going to be making videos about that now and, see how it goes. I don't think I'll get canceled, but I have been kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, but a lot of cringy freaking people kind of follow a lot of that shit. But anyway, I think most people that are following me would probably agree with most of the shit I have to say anyway. Every time I make a video about dating, relationships, female attraction, sexual health, shit like that, pornography addiction and crap like that as well. Those are my most viral videos. Anyway, so let's get back to it. So yeah, I'm going to be changing my content a lot and catering it more towards grounded, applicable information and shit, right? I'm going to be reviewing, all sorts of adaptogenic herbs and their benefits and the scientific literature on it, and tonic herbs, obviously. I'm going to go in depth on how to create, my tonic herb elixir and how it's, how to make a good tonic herb elixir without needing to worry about the traditional methods of extraction, because like raw root powders and raw tonic herbs, if you buy, for example, like some raw reishi mushroom or something, right? You can't just eat that shit raw, and you can't just make a tea with it. A lot of people think they can. It's stupid though. Don't do that. You have to fucking boil that motherfucking reishi mushroom, break it apart and boil it and simmer it, methodically for like 24 to 48 hours to extract all the saponins and the beta-glucans and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'll be making more in-depth videos and stuff like that, right? And I'm thinking I might review like different diet protocols, right? Review the raw vegan diet, the Mediterranean, and maybe discuss why the whole concept of Mediterranean diet is a fallacy, and the Mediterranean diet that's usually kind of advocated in many doctors' offices is kind of probably not the one that's used in the scientific research showing all the benefits. I think that would be fun, considering I have personally tried like every single diet protocol there is. And I have all of the books actually on every diet program that was probably ever created. I've done all sorts of different protocols like Gerson therapy and, all sorts of crazy freaking things. And I haven't made a lot of those videos. So lots of videos to make, and also videos to remake, right? Because like a lot of my videos on all these topics are like over a decade old, so why don't I make videos on that? I just have a lot of value to give people that I haven't been giving. And I don't want to get into that too much, right? So yeah, so another thing is individualized nutrition and herb protocols. That's something I want to start to offer for people is consulting or coaching, right? So think of it as, right, so basically, hit me up on Instagram at Grandmaster Wolfgang. That is my Instagram name. And no, it's not arrogant. It's what my clients call me, actually. Send me a DM and we'll talk about it, or leave a comment down below. But basically, for those who are remote, if you're in person in the city or whatever, just, hit me up and we can meet up at, a Whole Foods or a Starbucks or something like that. And we can have consultations in person, or, I have my own home gym set up and everything, but, Zoom consultations, we talk over, Instagram video, etc., and, hour-long consultations or more, talking about optimizing your nutrition for whatever goals you might have, herb protocols, devising an herb stack specifically targeted for you and your goals and your bodily constitution, getting an idea of your history and stuff like that as well, because, for people that have tried things like cordyceps and reishi and stuff like that, maybe it didn't work for you, or maybe it did. Based on what has worked for you and what hasn't in the past, I have kind of direction on what might work for you, something that you might not have thought of yet. Whether it's sexual health, getting your blood markers on check, triglycerides is a big one. People seem to have. Blood pressure is another one. Hemoglobin A1C and average blood sugar over time. Things like LDL and your cholesterol levels, understanding those things and if they're a problem or not. Obviously, fat loss is like a very easy one. I feel like, getting all your other blood markers on check, fat loss is kind of a given, but I say that just because for me, fat loss has always been the easiest thing to get for my clients. Like I've had multiple clients with testimonials. 2 of them I'm going to see tomorrow, actually. One of them lost 140 pounds in 13 months, 55-year-old woman now. And then her son, who was 19 years old when we started, lost 100 pounds in 12 months and winning karate tournaments and stuff, and got his promoted second-degree black belt in karate. But I've had a lot of different clients that lost like 40 pounds in 3 months for the Air Force, one of them. I had clients that put on 20 to 40 pounds of muscle, seemingly muscle, lean mass according to the body fat scanner, in a matter of 9 to 14 months, which is insane. Like you're not supposed to gain that much muscle in 9 months, but they definitely didn't gain fat, and the scale weight definitely increased, and the freaking body fat scanner claims they lost body fat percentage and increased lean mass. So anyway, point is, body recomposition is something I can do as well. So what I'm getting at here is that's going to be something else that I'm going to be kind of implementing from now on is I will be a little bit more generous with my time and opening slots for health, nutrition, and training consultations. So if you're looking for also sports performance, especially for things like powerlifting, strength training, fat loss, body composition, but especially Juijitsu nutrition, Juijitsu, tonic herb formulas, natural performance enhancement, right? How can you use adaptogenic herbs and stuff like that in a way that people typically use like PEDs, right? So tonic herbs are not drugs, they're not steroids, but they can absolutely improve performance in a similar vein. They absolutely can. But at the same time, they improve your health markers and things, right? So it's like a steroid that improves health and performance. You could think of it as, but it's not a steroid, right? Or they are not steroids. Things like ginseng and cordyceps, right? Been used for thousands of years for athletic enhancement and a variety of other health benefits and things, right? So there's a lot of other things too, like nutritional timing, how much protein to eat, what types of proteins, carbohydrates, and how to kind of time those or use those to improve performance. And then also ketogenic diets for sports performance. It's something that most people don't know how to do, but I have won gold medals on 1 meal a day ketogenic type of protocols. But there's a method to the madness. And I've actually trained multiple combat athletes for competition using ketogenic protocols. Now there were carbs being implemented for most of them. One of them, behind my back, actually chose to not eat carbs, and he smashed his competition still. So anyway, lots of kind of experience and things I can help y'all with. So I'll be opening up slots and maybe mentioning my services a little bit more in the future, right? And with that, obviously, making more videos about some of these subjects I can help y'all with and providing value for people in ways I haven't before, right? More relatable topics, right? Because I just feel like, a lot of my videos for a long time, especially around 2020 to 2022, got really, really complicated, right? And they still have the last, couple years. And then, I don't know, I feel like I need to kind of have more targeted subject videos, right? because I typically just go all over the place with everything. So I might be implementing outlines as well. I feel like, so 9 times, like pretty much all of my videos already, they're just freestyle. I don't prepare at all. It's all off the top of my head, off of memory. But, and I take pride in that because I know my shit like the back of my hand. I can just turn on the camera and just spit wisdom. Most people, they can't do that because they don't know this stuff. It's not a part of their brain. They don't have real experience with it, right? That's why people like my shit, because it's well researched. But an outline will help me get my point across the most effective way without going on tangents, and I'll be able to get more information in a shorter period of time with less fluff. Because I know I invest a shit ton of time into these like freestyle videos, and a big problem I have had over the last like 2 years is I would make 1 to 2 hour videos, and they'd go like just going all over the place, but giving just crazy details and information. But then at the end, I would just not post it, even though I spent 2 hours in the video, crazy enough, because I just felt like I went too all over the place. So I think for productivity's sake, for quality's sake, time's sake, and I think more people would like it, whatever. And also because I could be creative writing during times of the day where I can't necessarily record a video or whatever, right? Like if I'm not at my studio with my microphone and shit, and I have time to create a video, you know, I could write an outline instead. And then I'll have a lot more material that I've already worked on and prepared, and I could just kind of, you know. And of course with me, it'll be an outline or a script or whatever, but just to keep me on check, like bullet point type shit. Nothing, you know, too artificial or whatever, if that makes sense, right? Anyway, the most important thing is that I cover big banger topics and help people out with that, right? And help people improve their lives. So anyway, that's as far as the YouTube channel is concerned. So let's talk about my Jiu-Jitsu tournament coming up in April. So I have been working like a top secret, big boss type like security job that I can't really go into too much detail on. It's top secret shit, but it has, you know, maybe 20 to 25 hours a week, give or take. But sometimes I'll work like a 12-hour shift overnight. Other times I might work like 4 a.m. to like 2 p.m. And that, even though it might be 2 days a week or something, can kind of discombobulate my schedule and my sleep as well, to have me feel kind of weird during certain parts of the week, feeling mentally mentally exhausted mostly. Physically, I think I'm fine, but mentally, gives me a feeling of jet lag sometimes. But the real thing is also just working during hours where I normally have jiu-jitsu. So it has been hard since I started this job to stay consistent with a good schedule on jiu-jitsu. But my plan is trying to show up to the 11:30 like lunchtime jiu-jitsu every single day, Monday through Friday. I don't know if I can commit to that, but I'm going to try my best. You know, because some of those days, like one of those days, I'll literally be working, you know, a 12-hour shift and going to jiu-jitsu immediately after. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work. But if anyone can do it, it's definitely me. So I'm going to freaking give that a shot. My plan is, you know, wake up at like 9 a.m. or something. And when the first kind of drink I drank will not be like the typical coffee tonic herb elixir like this. It'll be like powdered caffeine with standardized tonic herb extracts from Hyperion herbs, right? Cordyceps, black ant, maybe some Hoshu Wu, something like that, and then some ginseng, right? Strong ginseng extract. The thing is, like, drinking a big coffee ginseng elixir tends to sit in my stomach if I do that in the morning. So doing powdered caffeine in the morning is a lot better because it digests a lot faster. And so I can knock out like a 10 or 15 minute video while I drink that, and then just go straight up to the gym and do my strength and conditioning for like an hour, and then arrive at Jiu-Jitsu early. And that way I get, a YouTube video done. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to do my best to cover big bang topics. Every single day, cover a big bang topic. Maybe get multiple videos done, right? And something, talking about rhodiola or cordyceps or ginseng, talking about my opinion on, the Ornish diet, or my opinion on, the Ray Peat protocol or whatever, one of his concepts, or omega-3 fatty acids and EPA, DHA, the difference between grain-fed versus grass-finished beef, or like what's the best water to drink, right? Spring water, is it freaking filtered water? Is it freaking well water? Alkaline water? Why is alkaline water trash? Just all sorts of topics just off the top of my head I can talk about. Is caffeine from green tea different from caffeine from, energy drinks or something, right? What's the difference between, processed white sugar and honey or something, right? Is there something special about honey that makes it different from refined sugar? Because that I have actually directly experimented with for several months at a time this last year, actually, and I do believe there's some major differences. I think honey actually is significantly healthier for you and is like antibacterial. Like it is, obviously, it's scientifically shown, but I feel like when you drink, I'm not going to say it right now, but there's some serious health benefits to honey, and white sugar actually is pretty bad. So I'll make a video about that. But so make videos like that. And then another thing is answering questions in my videos. I could easily make a 10-minute video answering, somebody's question on one of my videos I thought was interesting. People are asking me questions on videos all the time. I get questions on videos I made 10 years ago every day. And it's easier for me to answer in a video, and I'll be providing benefits and value and information, answering someone's question in a new video, because I'll be helping so much more people with the video response. Whereas if I freaking just reply to the comment itself, only the person I'm replying to and whoever happens to see that comment in the future will benefit from it. So literally create content easily and effortlessly out of thin air by responding to comments and videos. And I have so many freaking questions to answer, and a lot of people ask the same questions or might be interested in the answer to those questions that these people are asking. So I really do have a shit ton of content that I can make. The truth is, it's been hard for me to put it into my schedule during a time where I'm not completely exhausted from work, training myself, training clients, and everything else I have. And then I have competing duties. Like I know I need to freaking clean my apartment and shit. Or have a girl come and clean it for me, which I typically have done, but it just depends. And it's hard to freaking manage girls, in that regard when I'm so busy in other aspects. Girls would be like, oh, I'm free at this time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, shit, too bad I fucking work, right? Like, I've had a girl say she's going to come over at like 9 p.m. or whatever to clean my house and, do other cool stuff, and and I'm like, time would come or whatever, and she'd be texting me at like 10:30 p.m. at night or whatever, and I'm like way too exhausted, or I'm like eating chicken, and then I'm gonna pass out. So I'm like, this kind of would be awkward for her to come over while I'm eating chicken, like especially the massive quantities I eat, like 5 pounds of chicken. She's texting me, and I literally have a whole fucking chicken leg in my mouth like a damn crazy ass like beast, right? I'm like, and I see my text. I'm like, oh, freaking beautiful Latina wants to come over, clean my house, and cuddle up on me. I'm like, man, I'm exhausted, and I'm gonna smell like fucking. My whole apartment smells like roasted chicken right now, and I'm just like, I'm like, sorry, girl, I gotta go to sleep or whatever, So anyway, all I'm saying is that's why it's hard to make, it's been hard to make videos, is because my schedule's been all fucked up to the point where I can't even let beautiful Latinas come over, clean my house, and cuddle with me at 10:30 at night. And yeah, it's whatever. Okay, it's my own problems. I guess they're good problems to have. When people would say they're good problems to have. But anyway, so yeah, that's my plan. So wake up 9 a.m., drink my caffeine, powdered caffeine drink with hyperion herbs, tonic herbs, and ginseng extracts, and then go to the gym and do strength training, an hour of hardcore strength training. And basically the way that I think the best way to kind of train for tournaments now, to be honest, it's going to sound counterproductive, but I used to have a whole protocol geared around preparing for competition. And the way I used to do it was, lighter weight, making, doing sets of 5 and stuff like that, keeping reps in the tank and just doing more sets. But I actually feel like, for one, it's boring and monotonous, and it kind of tires me out more because of how it just feels like a chore to do that type of work. And also I think it beats you up more. And what I've actually found really fucking helps is to increase the intensity but do a lot less volume. So anyway, basically what I'm planning on doing is actually the same strength training that I've been doing, but just keep the volume low and focus more on, basically hitting PRs, basically working up to a 1 to 5 rep max, give or take, right? Maybe do like an 8 rep max or something. Maybe leave like 2 reps on the tank, give or take, right? But hit a heavy fucking badass top set, and for those who don't know, don't follow me on Instagram. Like, I'm really strong. Basically, ass-to-the-grass back squat into a push press, basically an overhead press or a jerk with close to 300 pounds. It's a lot of weight to hold over your head. Zercher squats, where you hold the barbell in the crooks of your elbow. I'm approaching a 455 pound Zercher squat out of the pins. Deadlifting 500 pounds, overhead pressing, overhead like front push pressing 245 pounds, a lot of weight. Strict overhead pressing 185 for reps. That's a lot, especially considering I'm like 190 to 200 pounds. I could cut down to 185, but for a tournament. But I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna compete in like the 210 pound class or something. I'll be like 190 pounds on tournament day. I'll still smash everyone. But yeah, so that's gonna be the what I'll be doing is a Zercher squat. Heavy shit, working up to top triple, something like that, and just not worrying too much about volume, and just doing volume when I really feel like doing it. Training heavy, explosive, Olympic lifts, power lifts, getting a lot of reps and volume in for the pulling, like for, cable rows and shit like that, because I think that's important. Heavy grip strength movements like hook grip, double overhand deadlifts, and higher end kind of endurance work with lat pull downs and stuff. I think that's great for grip strength and shit like that. The biggest compliment I usually get from people is how strong my grip is and how strong my pulling strength is. People are always thrown off guard by the fact they can't break my grips no matter how many times they try. What else? As far as like cardio is concerned, number one, rolling consistently. So like I was saying, every single day, Monday through Friday, if I get that one jiu-jitsu session in during lunchtime, that's really all the real cardio I need, especially if I go hard during those sessions. Going hard offensively. I don't believe anyone benefits, or I don't believe that I will benefit from getting smashed by someone and stuck under side control or stuck on full mount, because you're not really practicing anything beneficial unless you do effectively escape mount or side control, and then you retain guard. That's the only thing. But if you just can't escape because the other person's so much better than you, you don't get good conditioning just staying on bottom. You don't get a like cardio benefit. You do get beat up usually because they're just kind of smashing you with pressure. You don't really get too much skill outside of breathing and shit. A lot of people in jiu-jitsu, I think they have this like this tough guy mentality. They're like, no, you gotta fucking get smashed, and sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're a nail. You know, walk through the flames, and that's how you become like a better man and all this other shit. Like, I don't believe in that machismo nonsense. Like, I'm here to fucking improve my skills, improve my conditioning, and win tournaments. I'm not here to like prove to myself how tough I am by getting smashed by someone who's simply more skilled than me. I just feel like that's so stupid. And it's crazy to me that there are people who have black belts and have been training for longer than 10 years, and that is the virtues they're preaching. It's not backed by scientific evidence. It's not backed by how world champions train. I think that it's kind of like this thing that teachers do to like, you know, I don't know, motivate students that suck to like keep coming back or something and getting smashed. I don't know. Anyway, I've noticed there's been I don't want to get into that. Anyway, my point is that's not what I'm planning on doing. I'm not planning on just laying underneath someone who has been doing it 4 years longer than me and just getting smashed. That's fucking stupid. I don't think they really get much out of that either. Like, unless you're training for a tournament and you're focusing on your pressure and trying to hold someone there for points, I mean, that works, right? But anyway, yeah, so my point is that's really the main conditioning is jiu-jitsu, getting that one baseline session in every single day, like Monday through Friday. And then the plan is to go back for like a 7 p.m. session, I think is like another really, really good one. Because that's a good crew. But the 6 p.m. crew is really great too. I like them both, actually. 6 p.m. is great. But it's just hard to get there usually, especially if I have clients and stuff during that time. So, yeah, probably do another longer strength and conditioning session, you know, around 4 p.m. and then try to get the 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. jiu-jitsu session as well. So that'd be a good, you know, 2 or 3 jiu-jitsu sessions a day with that one lunchtime session guaranteed. And I almost never feel good or awake or anything for the lunchtime jiu-jitsu. Because when I wake up, there's just so much shit on my mind because that's when I'm like, oh, I got to do all this stuff for the day, and it's hard. But I know if I just get everything fucking done and make that like kind of like my routine, you know, record the YouTube video, you know, never let perfection be the enemy of good. Just get some on there every morning. That's out the way. And then do jiu-jitsu, even if I'm not feeling the best. Get you know, 500 milligrams of caffeine from powdered caffeine in my system. Hyperion Herbs brand cordyceps. I'll put the link in the bio for y'all. Best freaking tonic herbs in the market for my discount code. 15% off, y'all. It's a great deal. Don't waste your money on cheap shit. Y'all already know. Only drink that top shelf tonic herb shit, boy. Top shelf tonic herbs only. Know what I'm talking about? But sipping on that scissor, but nah. But what was I saying? Then, you know, after jiu-jitsu, get another tonic herb kind of thing going with the coffee. Take my mega ginseng dose with a raw powder, and probably maybe add some protein powder and drink some fucking whole milk, like a half a gallon or some shit, right? Get some fuel in my system. You know, then train a couple clients, usually. You know, around 2, 3, 4 p.m. I might have some clients to train, and then do some more strength training, and then hit another jiu-jitsu session. That's the plan. And probably not going to do protein powder or milk, but probably just some honey after in between training. That's probably what I'll do. Man, and honestly, like, so I'll tell you, just that one jiu-jitsu session every day, consistently, Monday through Friday, I think I'm guaranteed. Now, I know I'm guaranteed to smash that session. I'll be honest, like, that one session is every day, Monday through Friday, up to April. I would say I'll be good to go. However, I'll say as far as guaranteed is concerned, if I could fucking do Monday through Thursday, okay, so Monday through Friday, the lunchtime 11:30 jitsu, and then I'm gonna say, Monday through Thursday, um, excluding Wednesday. So let's just say 2 or 3 times a week on top of the lunchtime. Let's just say 2 or 3 times a week, excluding the lunchtime. The 6 p.m., 7 p.m., just another session. If I could do that, and I could do that fucking every week, I think I know I'll be guaranteed for sure. If I could do freaking 6 p.m. Jiu-Jitsu, 6 or 7 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, on top of the lunchtime, there's no one's going to be able to beat me. No one's going to be able to beat me, especially the strength training I'm doing. The only way anyone will be able to beat me is if they are sandbagging. If they've been doing jiu-jitsu for like 10 fucking years or some shit, and then they try to like compete as a blue belt against me, which would be retarded. Or they're a high-level wrestler, right? They're like a wrestler for 10 years or something, and then they did jiu-jitsu. But even then, I think I'd be fine. The only thing stopping me from winning this gold medal in April is going to be if I cannot commit to, at least one jiu-jitsu session every single day, Monday through Friday leading up to it. In fact, I honestly feel like 3 sessions a week that are good sessions, three sessions where I do just sparring, like good sparring with people that know how to fucking spar properly. 3 sessions a week alone, right? Usually that's like 25 minutes of sparring per session. I think that would be enough, to be honest. But if I could do that 5 times a week, then I'll be probably gonna win. Like, probably not a huge chance of me losing. Now, if I do the 5 times a week, good sparring, but then I also do 2 or 3. If I do 2 days where I do 2 hours in the evening on top of the lunchtime, if I do 3 fucking sessions a week on top of lunchtime, there's no way I'll lose. No way. There's no fucking way. There'd have to be a freak accident. Now, that's the kind of strategizing that I think wins, is when you look at things that way, right? And you look at, what's the least amount of effort that I would need to do to give me a fucking damn good chance of winning, right? And then what's like the moderate path that's most likely going to get me my goal? And then what's like the fucking absolute guaranteed path, right? Because now you can kind of see like a guaranteed win and a guaranteed loss. And if you're anywhere in the middle of that, you're going to do real well, right? But I think a big problem is people shoot for the fucking stars, and they think they have to be absolutely perfect, or else they're like, I only get like 2 sessions in a week or whatever. It's not even worth trying, right? That motivates the fuck out of me when I see it this way, like the guaranteed path, right? So anyway, yeah. So that's the plan. Any kind of cardio I do on top of jiu-jitsu is going to be heavy bag work. I do hard kickboxing sparring like 20 minutes to an hour, usually on average 30 or 45 minutes of hard kickboxing sparring with what I would call a decently high-leveled kickbox group of kickboxers. Well, anyway, I do hard kickboxing sparring 1 to 2 times a week generally, and that gives me a pretty good aerobic base, I'd say. Feels more like a jog, like a good, fun, leisurely jog, just whooping ass and shit. But heavy bag work, you can get the most amazing anaerobic. Like, I feel like, and it sounds crazy, but for grappling, for some reason, heavy bag work the way I do it, just kind of jamming my music. And I did competitive kickboxing for like 6 years, 6 to 8 years. like 6 years full contact. And so I have enough technique to do it. Maybe that's why. But jamming good music and just getting like a good technique session on the heavy bag, and then going hard for a couple rounds where you go as hard as you can for like maybe 5 1-minute rounds. Usually the first round lasts about 3 or 4 minutes, right? Just go all out, and I could maintain like 5 or 6, 2 or 3 minute rounds just going hard, There's days where I just feel great and have good momentum, and I'll just be on the heavy bag for like 1 or 2 hours just going ham. And that's usually after deadlifting and everything else as well. And then usually I'll do jiu-jitsu after that. I've actually went from like my cardio being shit for jiu-jitsu because I'd just been so overworked with all my businesses that I was running, and then not being able to train jiu-jitsu consistently for so many months. My conditioning sucked in jiu-jitsu, but I just said fuck it, had fun on the heavy bag for a while. I just kind of gave up on everything for like 2 months and just heavy bagged for fun. Went ham though. I'd be killing myself on the heavy bag. I broke a heavy bag on a 1-day gym trial, trying out a new gym. It was fucking hilarious. I was in there for free and I broke the heavy bag on a 1-day trial pass. Anyway, that gave me crazy conditioning where when I went to jiu-jitsu, I went from piss poor shit conditioning to suddenly not like being able to do every single round and not being exhausted at all. But it doesn't help that the place I train jiu-jitsu at, there's something about the air. I think people say there's mold and dust in the air. It smells horrible, like horrible BO, and it feels extremely, what's the word? Humid in there. It's crazy, the humidity in there. So it's extremely hard to breathe in there. Like it feels more like a sickness fog, where I don't have that problem at other places that have better ventilation and shit. But so sometimes it's not the conditioning, it's just the air and the environment. But I mean, when you're training in a tournament, you've got to be able to adapt. So you got to be better prepared than everyone else, right? On your worst day, be good enough to beat everyone else on their best day, which is not, I don't like that mentality, but I think it's motivating as fuck. So anyway, yeah. So as far as my diet's concerned, I mean, I'm going to be doing the ginseng, the whole root ginseng powder, 1 tablespoon of red Panax ginseng, 1 tablespoon American. But since I'm kind of changing up the first elixir I do to caffeine powder, I won't be able to take whole root powders because I can't blend it in the hot water. They need to be extracted first, right? So I'll be taking tonic herb extracts. I'll be taking a Korean red ginseng extract, and I'll be combining that with Hyperion herbs. It's going to be Hyperion herbs cordyceps and Hyperion herbs Hoshu Wu, most likely. And then there might potentially be I don't know if I should be talking about this. I think it's okay. There might potentially be a black maca extract coming out. And I'll probably take that in the morning with my caffeine, right? And I'll be taking 400 to 500 milligrams of caffeine in the morning with all that. And then after training, do the tonic herb coffee with the ginseng and whatnot. And a second dose of cordyceps, 2 hours before my evening training, right? Diet, my plan is I'm probably going to switch back to the 5 pounds of fucking chicken quarters a night because it saves money, and I felt fucking amazing along with the good honey in my tonic herb elixir in the morning. 5 pounds of chicken quarters, all the glycine and collagen from the skin, high in protein, high in fats. A lot of people don't know there's a shit ton of vitamin K3 and grain-fed dark meat chicken because they the grain-fed feeding lots feed their chickens with vitamin K3, synthetic form of K2 that converts into K2. And so you get a crazy pharmaceutical dose of vitamin K2, as well as other things too. I think there's like vitamin D and other things that are supplemented in modern chicken feed. So yeah, it's funny to me. I have to make a video explaining why you might actually be way better off eating grain-fed beef and grain-fed chicken versus these organic farming things, right? I like those types of topics because most people believe the opposite. But yeah, I'll talk more about my nutrition protocol moving in soon. But it'll be 1 meal a day, 5 pounds of freaking chicken quarters at the end of the day, maybe 2 pounds of freaking ground beef and cheese on during some weeks. I don't know. I gotta pee really bad and get ready for work. So get ready for a top secret shift that I can't talk about. All right. Leave your questions and comments down below. Give me some topics to cover in my 10 to 15 minute videos, and I will talk.